All right, everybody, welcome back to the number one television program in the history of the entire universe. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown. All three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Now, today I'm going to be reviewing Gregg Hurwitz, Out of the Dark. This is book number 4 in his Orphan X thriller series. So let's talk about the cover first, because you know I love graphic design and cover illustrations. So, this one's all right. I mean, it's like every modern thriller seems to have a picture of a guy, silhouette of a guy running away from the camera into some sort of landscape. It's just the way all of them are now. So this one follows suit. It's all right. The Orphan X series has always had pretty good covers. I got a few. I got the whole series over here, and I'll pan over through my library, and we'll just kind of look. There's not that many books in the series. I think there's only about 8 so far, and they are right there. And you can see the every single one of them has got a guy silhouetted. I like the X, though. I like the X. On the first few books, there was like an X theme to it, because of Orphan X. But then they sort of got away from that, and he looks like a silhouetted guy running away. But, it is what it is. Okay. This book, the Orphan X program, is the secret government program, a deniable plausibility program where the government has taken orphans from the time they were children, training them to be assassins. It's called the Orphan Program. And each orphan is given a name. Maybe Orphan M, Orphan S, Orphan B, Orphan X, Orphan Z. Whatever letter of the alphabet they give you. You're one of those. That's the orphan. Kind of like 007. There's 004, there's 005. 006, 007, Orphan X, Orphan P, it's just, it is what it is. Now, this book, and so for the first 4 books, we find out that, in the first few books, Orphan X, his real name is Evan Smoke. He has left the orphan program, and he's kind of in hiding, but he's still got all of his assassin skills. And he's turned himself into this persona that he calls the Nowhere Man, where he just helps. He's kind of like Jack Reacher in that he just wanders into. He lives in an apartment building in Los Angeles, but he helps people that can't help themselves. He helps those that they're in need, and he takes care of business. He's a take care of business type guy, using his skills that the government taught him. Well, he's been on the run for quite some time, and the government is hunting him down. Now, this book starts in 1997. We get a flashback to 1997 when Evan Smoke was 19-year-old. He was a 19-year-old, newly trained assassin, and we get to see his first ever assassination attempt through his own eyes. And it's a very cool flashback, a very cool opening scene. I loved it. It's bloody, very dark, very mysterious. And I enjoyed that, seeing him go out on his first missions through this flashback. But then we get to present day, where the main story takes place. And he's this kind of government assassin on the run, this Jason Bourne character on the run. The government is hunting him. And someone up in the higher levels of government, like I say, there's trying to eliminate all the orphans from the orphan program. And Evan is next on the list. His mentor has been killed. And now Evan has decided to go on a revenge quest to kill the person responsible for hunting down all the orphans, for hunting him, for killing his mentor. And that poor person, the person solely responsible for all of this, is the President of the United States. And so now Orphan X, or Evan Smoke, is planning an assassination attempt on the U.S. president. Oh, but the president himself is wise. to the Orphan X's plan. He is wise to it, and the president recruits Orphan A, the very first ever orphan in the orphan program. Orphan A, the most deadly, notorious orphan slash assassin. I don't think they're called assassins. I'll edit that part out. Anyway, so now this book becomes this cat and mouse gamesmanships between orphan versus orphan, Orphan A versus Orphan X, with the very president of the United States lurking in the background. Now, the president is not mentioned by name. The president is mentioned by name, but it's not any of the presidents, of course, that we know. It's a made-up president. It's not Trump. It's not Hillary Clinton. It's not Barack Obama. It's a made-up president name. So, this is kind of like a Jack Reacher-esque, fantasy world-esque, male fantasy sort of dude that kicks ass, the gray man, all of those super like dope spy guys, James Bondish guys. It's like a male fantasy book where Evan Smoke / Orphan X just is a badass. He's a trained assassin. And it's like Jason Bourne, all of the great thrillers, this is following right in line with them. And I like the Orphan X thing. I like the fact that he's an orphan. He doesn't know his heritage. In 4 books, we still don't know anything about where he's from. I heard, people have told me, in one of the later books, he does kind of get to know or go on a journey to find his parents and maybe get to find them. I don't know, but I'm interested in that, because if you know me, I was adopted. I didn't know my biological heritage for 99% of my life. And so I identify with the orphan bastard farm boy with a destiny that's turned into assassin. I identify with that. I mean, it's almost practically what I am. Anyway, I give this book number 4 on the Orphan X series. Yeah, that's what it is. An 8.5 out of 10. A very, very decently written thriller.